Hey, Diane DeWald with CreativeCatCrafts.com. Welcome back to the channel. I was digging for some cardstock, so I was a second or two late introducing myself. Welcome to the channel. If you're brand new here today, welcome. And through this content, if you enjoy what you see, go ahead and down below in the video description or down by the video description, there is a subscribe button. If you would hit that subscribe button if you enjoy the content and would like to see more. And then don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new piece of content. So these Christmas cards I made in a previous video, and I had some poinsettias that are left over. And I'm going to pick some of these up and just look at that sparkle and that shine. And if I remember, up here at the top, I will have a link to how I made these poinsettias and then these cards that I also made with them. So what we're going to do, I have leftover. As you can see, I have 4 leftover. So we're going to do some tags. And making several different tags depending on how much time we have. So let me get these Christmas cards out of the way because we're not doing anything with those. But this is the set. This is currently, at recording of this video, this is part of the Gina K Designs card kit that was released in July. It's her Christmas in July kit. And once the new items are, or the new kit is introduced in August, and I don't have a date for that as of today's filming, in addition to the Festive Bloom, it's called Tiny Tag Sentiments, and I want the to and the from this set. This was part of the 12 Days of Christmas, released November of 2025, and I just love all of these little sentiments. There's a coordinating die, which we're not using today, and for this, we're going to use the Tag Trio, the largest of the tags, and then this Postage Plus, which is also part of the kit. So here's everything in the July 2026 card kit, and we're utilizing the Festive Bloom and then this over here. What is this called? For Postage Plus stamp set. So those are the pieces we're using from the card kit. And if you don't have this card kit, find comparable items in your stash and play along with me. So I've already gone ahead and cut out all of the tags I'm going to need. And we're going to make 4 tags. I cut out 2 Kraft and then 6 white. And I like the Neenah Classic Crest Solar White. This is 100, I think it's 110 pound, just to make me sure. Yep, that's 110 pound cardstock. I get this from, where do I get this from? Cardstock here in Indiana. I believe they're in Valparaiso. In addition to utilizing that cardstock for the tag backer plus one of the fronts, I also doubled up on, I wanted these to be super stiff because they're going to hang off the tag. So I've cut a blank extra die cut, and we're just going to go ahead and glue this together. And while this dries, we're going to go ahead and do the next step. And I'm just lining that all up here. And I've got my big block from my Stampin' Up! Days. I don't know if anybody else makes a large block. Actually, they do. Simon Hurley, he's got a block. It's not as thick, but it's definitely as large. And I like the heaviness of that block. And so those are our fronts. These are our backs. Let me grab my Misti, cover this glue, because we're going to go ahead and stamp the backs. And I have already pre-cut out, get myself organized here. I already have pre-cut out template so that we can just drop it in. And how did I want to do this? I'm going to tell you how we're going to do this. So before I tape that down, I'm going to get a pencil. Somewhere I have a pencil. Here we are. And I'm just going to draw the outline. Just a rough outline. And I want to know where that hole is at. Just because. And then let's grab the tiny tag sentiments. I want the two in the from. These are super sticky. They're going to stick to me. And grab my poke tool. This is my stick and pick tool from Gina K. And I'm going to try, first of all, that tag. That was crooked. So I'm going to line this up with the grid down below. Let me see if this is fairly straight. The from looks a little off. That's good. And the to looks good. And I have some leftover ink on my lid from when I did something the last time. That may be on the outside. It is. Look at that. Okay, so we've got that. I'm going to grab my Memento Tuxedo black ink. And I don't have to put so much ink down. Just tap. And we're going to see if that's, yep, that is perfect. Perfectly aligned. And now we're just going to do all the backs real quick. That's why just tape this template down real quick. And these are all my backs. Just slide them on in. The hole's off just a little, but that's okay. These are all going to be perfect. They're all going to be the same. I like that. Okay, and I like doing, because these have stitching, I like to do one of these facing up, and then on the back side like that with the other tag on the front, so that way you've got pretty stitching on the back. And we can move on to the next step. Okay, I have my In the Navy and my Kraft ink, and we're gonna do the white fronts first. And I know my blue was last. Yep, In the Navy. So I'm gonna load that up and then tap that excess ink off, and just a really light hand. I'm gonna go all the way around. Just want a little bit. And we'll go in a little bit further on the top of the tag. Just like that. Perfect. And so I don't stick my fingers in that ink right there. And I'm gonna see if I can pull some of that ink up. And we're gonna start down here at the bottom. We're gonna do this, we're gonna repeat, rinse and repeat. Just like that. And let's go ahead and move this off to the side because I want to clean off the blue, because we're going to switch over to the Kraft. Close this ink pad, grab our Kraft, and I'm not sure what brown was last on this brush. It's definitely not Kraft. So I'm just going to pull a little bit of this off. We're going to do, whoop, my little ink stand is walking around, so I'm going to go ahead and there we go. Just rubbed off the feet, because sometimes, you know, embossing powder and that kind of thing just takes over. And we're going to do the same thing with the Kraft. I need a little more room there. Is that getting it dark enough? Or do I need to switch to... I think that's giving it enough. I just need to be a little more heavy-handed. Kraft on Kraft, it kind of disappears. So we're just going to apply a little more pressure to stress up at the top. Okay, wipe that off. I like that. I think that does a really good job. Get a little more down here. There. Okay, let's do the other tag. Okay, let's get this ink covered. I think we're done with those. And I'm going to use dark chocolate ink. And I need a couple of blocks and the Postage Plus. Get that squiggly, and then that stamp, and I need one more. Because I want this 25 cents. Come on. It's a real photopolymer, very sticky. Okay, get that out of the way. And I'm going to ink these up and wipe them off, just to get that manufacturer residue off. Perfect. 25 cents, I'm going to do it in black. And for the Kraft, I'm going to use this dark chocolate. And do this right up here at the top. I'm going to press that down, hold it. Oh, I like. And then I'm going to clean the stamp because I want to do the same thing, but I want it in navy. So let's swap that out. I'm just using my ink stand because I want to do the same thing up here for the blue. Oh, look at that. Isn't that cool? Perfect. And we'll rinse that stamp off. We'll put him away. We are done with that. Then I'm going to use the same color. So I should have done, there it is. I should have done, and I'm going to do second generation stamping. There. Oh, I like that. So stamp off and then right across that. Perfect. Okay, let me clean that. Let me get that dark chocolate color back. And we're going to do the same thing with the Kraft. Ink it up. Stamp. And then over here. Oh, I like. Oh, that's perfect. Look at that. I'm loving how this is going. So let me clean this stamp, put it away. And then we're going to use the Memento Tuxedo Black. That does not fit in the inkstand. And I'm going to put the 25 cents right down here. Ooh, that really, I inked up this ink pad a while back. And so some of the areas are super juicy. So I need to just tap and not press because that, there. Look at that. These are so cool. Okay, let's clean that little guy off and we can assemble. This is exciting. Then I'm going to get my Tombow glue out. And let's glue all these guys together. Oh, I want this block. We're going to do this assembly line. I like to have these blocks so that when I've got a large piece, I can put that block on top just to get really good even pressure around the whole thing. And we're just going to line this up. Yep, just like that. And then I can take the block and press it down. Looks like it moved, shifted slightly. My die is not quite 100% square. And I'm going to show you how to rectify that here in a minute. So if you've got a spot that is kind of really stark white, I'm just taking my blending brush with, oops, got some glue there, and I'm just gently adding a little bit of color so it's not quite so stark white. And then for the Kraft, we're going to do the same thing. Probably work better with a foam dauber. Now, on the flip side of that, there's a little bit of Kraft here that sticks out. It's fine. There, that's a little easier. There was quite a bit of white along that side. So I'm just taking my brown blending brush and doing that. And it kind of disappeared. So let me take care of that. Now we have all of our tags and we have our poinsettias and we are literally almost done. Just like that. So I'm gonna grab, not my littles, not littles. Oh, I need, am I almost out of my Stampin' Up! Dimensionals? Well, look at that. Not quite. Okay. I think I have 2 packs left. That is amazing. I'm almost done with these. And where's my highlighter? I'm only going to do one of those for right now. I take a highlighter pen and just kind of scribble over the top like that. That lets me know if I've taken the back off. Okay, let's position these. So this little guy, it's got a very long leaf. I want him up just like that. I want that 25 to show, and I want December 25th to show. So let's go ahead. Because part of this is going to hang over. And part of it's not. I just want to make sure. Yep. Too far. There. So if I have it like this, do I have anything? Yep. See, it's always a good thing to check. And let's get some of these right here in the middle. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Let's go ahead and take all these off. I picked this little bucket up from Meyer. Isn't that so darn cute? I can throw all my backers in there. before I press it hard. Perfect. All right. Then let me grab a little bit of ribbon from my stash. And voila, you have a gorgeous tag. I'm going to finish the rest of these up and then I'll be back to show you in just a few minutes. Well, it'll be a few seconds for you. It'll be a few minutes for me. So a few minutes later, I have 4 tags. I decided to go with this faux suede cord on the Kraft just to give it a little more of a rustic look. And then look at that. Those are just so stunning. I love it. Thanks for joining me. I'll have all the links down below. If you decide you want to pick up any of these, like I said, the Festive Bloom and the Postage Plus are part of the July 2026 card kit, which is sold out, but once the August kit is released this month, these should be available a la carte. Thanks again, and until next time, sorry, happy stamping.